If you were a casting director and you didn't know me, what would you cast me as?
I would cast you with what I thought would suit your role more.
And what roles would that be?
Um, I would probably cast you as maybe a doctor. Again, it depends what program or film you're auditioning for. It would be maybe a doctor, maybe a terrorist, a shopkeeper.
Um, well, it would depend on your audition for what you were auditioning for. I mean, yeah. Apart from that, I mean, like when I'm making a film myself, I basically look for whoever I'm looking for. Might be a regional, so for example, I'd cast you for London because you do have a London accent. Um, and then obviously, if I need to get like family involved, they would have to be of the same. They'd have to be from the same area.
A lot of these days you see like a lot of gangster films, so probably cast you in that really, because it really depends on what is actually out there at the minute, what I'd cast you in.
Um, it depends really what kind of role you're auditioning for.
But why is that the case? Why is it that British Asians in today's society are typecasted to play specific roles, such as a terrorist or a doctor? Isn't that wrong?
Well, from terrorists, it may be a bit wrong because not all terrorists are Asian or black or anything like that. So there are some white people. So that maybe is quite wrong. But other, like for example, doctors, is actually quite common. You see an Asian doctor, so it's basically you're being casted because it's what suits you and what people think you more look like than what someone else may look like. So it's actually good now that they're bringing more Asians and black people into TV and film, because that's what it is. Everyone's got equal rights.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my opinion on what everything is now these days.
Definitely, because even 50 years ago you didn't see many British Asian people altogether in films, and compared to 10 years ago, there is a lot more increase because more are starting to want to become actors instead of being in fear of the families.
You can change the script. There's no limit. There's a limit. There's no limit to changing the script. You can change it easily. So, but again, if you would be able to play a young white lad or even a young Asian lad, you probably with maybe the 20s to the 25s age group. So again, it's just what you fit in, and you can call anyone Macbeth really. The only thing they change is the generation of the age. I mean, now they're trying to bring plays from the old times into the more modern times now.
Yeah.
So if we're in modern times now, then wouldn't they include more different coloured people in one play, because it's now the generation where we're all one.
Mm-hmm.
We're all helpful and stuff, help each other out and stuff like that. So you would probably maybe cast a Macbeth if you audition for it. Maybe it just depends what the director's looking for.
Where do you think the industry is going for British Asians now?
I think it might be going off in two different directions. I mean, there are certain programs that are still keeping the stereotype, which are like your soaps and various comedies. But I think when it comes to like film and drama, I think it is going to move along quite a lot. I mean, you've only got to look at back in, I think it might be like the 1970s. People from an African, people that were black were generally portrayed as like people that worked in bars and shops, almost similar to and taxi drivers, almost similar to what Asians have been depicted as now. And now you have them as detectives and every other possible role that you could have on the TV. I think over time it will change.
So what you're saying is, if I'm getting it right, is like there's a transition period which British Asian actors have to go through, as so did Afro-Caribbean actors.
It shouldn't have to, but I think it looks to work out
Well,
that
yeah,
way.
obviously, like I know what you mean. Like it shouldn't happen, but
It does.
unfortunately for us actors, there is a period where we have to go through that transition where people are slowly letting us integrate into TV and film.
Yeah, but I think we're getting there. I think I personally, like I said, if I was casting for something and I really liked your audition and you stood out above everybody else, I'd have to cast you. Your ethnicity wouldn't come into question.
I think hopefully, well, I'm hoping it's going to keep on going up. Really, see more in films for any type of parts instead of seeing them like in stereotypical like shopkeeper roles, which you do see in EastEnders as well. I'm hoping that it's going to get more instead of having the likes of Tom Cruise being the main star. I'd like to see a British Asian actor be a main star for something.
In your class, were there any, Asian people there?
There was one Asian person in my class, and his dad said his dad threatened to disown him because he was doing drama.
So is it down to the parents and the upbringing why British Asians are playing specific roles in today's society, or is it down to the actual person?
I think it might be one of the many factors. It might have been this specific family, but I got the impression from that, and he basically said to me that strong Muslim families don't support sons in performing arts. It's seen as quite a soft. It's not like a respectable subject to study.
What you're saying is there's a transition period in which British Asians are going through, so for example, what the Afro-Caribbeans were going through 30 years ago when they first started coming into TV and film. So if there is a transition, how long do you reckon this transition will last until British Asians are seen as equals in TV and film?
To be honest, they should be seen as equal now. I don't understand. Like we're not 50-year-old. Like we're not in the 50s. We're not in the 30s. Where we're not even like that long ago when sadly there were slaves. We're a new society now, and everyone should be treated as equal, no matter what colour or race they are.
If I was a casting director, I genuinely wouldn't typecast you because of your ethnicity. I'd cast you on your skills as an actor, but whether the actual industry does treat it like that, it's not right, and hopefully it will move on. You're always making jokes, and because of those jokes, I probably would put you down as the funny taxi driver, but that's just because of your jokes that you're always telling.